Hello everybody, I am Raghavesh here. Welcome to the video session. In this video session, I am going to introduce about the Matlab tool. There are few objectives. Once you complete this video session, you should able to familiarize with the Matlab programming environment, and also you should able to communicate with the Matlab using a command prompt, and also how to write a mathematical functions, and also develop a small programs using Matlab, and how to plot a simple graphs, especially using two variables, that means two-dimension plot using Matlab. And you will also learn how to develop the M file programming. It's a kind of programming using Matlab. This also you are going to learn from this video session. Now let us move into the session. This is the introduction about Matlab. As you can see, is actually a software which has been installed in our Windows or even in Mac or any other OS. It's a kind of software program, and it's designed to solve a linear algebra type problems. Initially it is designed for that purpose. Okay. The Matlab stands for Matrix Laboratory. And if you are aware, you might have studied earlier, there is like compiler, interpreter, and also assembler, like some basic tools. The Matlab uses interpreter. The meaning of that, the code is going to be executed as and when you type a single line. Okay, so every line the code gets compiled. You don't need to separately compile. Okay, it does the compilation line by line. And also recently the Matlab has developed in a level where they develop a lot of C or C++ programs, and even Java, and it connects to a SQL, and also it connects to advanced software program like ANSYS, and so many other tools. It get connected to the Matlab. It's a huge tool. It's widely used in the engineering industry to model their the product, or even to simulate into this design level. And also it is used in academia for solving variety of problems, especially into the learning level. Okay, and of course, as I mentioned earlier, the Matlab is not just a Matlab nowadays. It can do much more. Like there are variety of toolbox which includes analog from electronics communication, and it goes into the mechanical side. We have a lot of toolboxes. If you are going to be a process engineer, for example, there are toolbox to model a simple process industry. Such things are very detailed tool blocks or toolboxes are there, which can help to model and simulate the things before you get into the real-time implementation. That's why the Matlab becomes very powerful. Let us see the Matlab environment. So the version, if we are going to use Matlab 2012, which may be installed in our lab, either 2012 or 13, or maybe advanced one, but the basic idea should be like when you open a Matlab, you will have a window something like this, and I will explain this with actual Matlab window. Okay, this is how the 2012 version looks like, and this is how the 2013 version looks like. So if you double click on the Matlab 2013 version, you get such window. Okay, now as you can see here, it's a current folder. This is a location where you are trying to save your work. Whatever files you create, by default all these files will go into this folder. At end of the session, you can always copy this folder. You can go to the C drive and copy this folder, and use it in another system also. It is possible. If you want to change the folder, you have to click on this icon and provide the folder name. If you want to create a new folder, yes, you can create a new folder and choose that as a location, and just give a OK. At present in C drive, I had a created folder called demo, and I'm choosing that folder. if you have some files inside this folder, this will be appearing here. Okay, whatever files you have, it will appear here. So this is the location which you are working at present, and this is the content of that folder. And you can see here it is called as a command window. You will be working mostly in this window. It's a very powerful tool. It has enormous processing capabilities, including various equations and libraries. So there are so many functions are there. We may learn only into the introductory level, but you may learn about this in your higher levels, how to use MATLAB tool for solving a particular engineering problem. You can see here as a workspace. Unlike our C program what we have used, if we create a variable, let us say here I say now x equals 34. When I press enter, you can see a variable name x is created, and the value which is assigned inside is 34, and you can see here there is a 34. In case if you don't use any variable name, you just type some number, let us say like 5 plus 8. So you can see the default variable name which is used in a MATLAB is called ans. Ans means answer. So it's 13. If we create a variable name, in that the value goes. Okay, so that means this is a workspace. Whatever variables, or even if you create a matrix or if you create array, all these things will be available here. You can see like we have the values like 13. For example, now you want to change this x value. You can see at present it is 34. If I say now x equals 50, you can see the value is rewritten. Okay, so this we can see visually the variables which you are using in your program or in your command. Okay, and this is called command history. As you can see here, so far I typed 3 commands. These all 3 commands are listed here. So these are the different parts of the MATLAB program, and you can see here some of them, like you can also import some data, and you can save your workspace. Like you want to retain the values for your next iteration, that means you can save your workspace. There are so many other options are there in this place, and also we can also create a new M file, which I will talk about at the end of this session, and you can always open some files. These are some standard Windows function which we can see in most of the software, like open, new, all these options. Okay, that means now you learned the current folder, the command window, command history, as well as workspace. Well, let us continue further now. As I explained you earlier, in a command window we can directly enter some MATLAB valid commands. If you enter the valid commands, and it is going to process and it is going to give you the results. As you can see here, this kind of 2 greater than sign, this is called as a MATLAB command prompt. Okay, so once you start the system, this is going to be your entry. In case you filled up with lot of variables or the equations, and also you have a lot of command history here, and you have a lot of workspace variables, you can use these commands. For example, clear. If you type clear, you can see the workspace is getting cleared, and same time when you say CLC, that means clear command window. So you can see this window is getting cleared, and you can always select here. You can select all of them using Control A, and then delete selection, and you can see the command is going. So this is how you can clear off the various windows. And if you type, for example, 2x6, so as I told you, the default it is going to assign into the variable called answer. Okay, in case you want to use this value, and you want to add with some other number. That means as usual, like how you type in your calculator, 3 plus, you can just type answer, it's going to be like 15. Okay, so it will change automatically. And you can also assign into the new variable name. I already demonstrated this one. It means like x equals 2 star 3 plus 2. That means whatever is the result for this particular mathematical expression will be assigned to the variable called x.